Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here for another deep dive. I always say we go deep on this show, but
Yeah.
today we're getting personal, really exploring something that connects us all.
I know what you mean. And with just one poem as our guide, I'm excited to see where it takes us.
Right, a single poem. It's called Color of Love, and it's amazing how much it packs into a few lines. Seriously.
It is. And using color to help us understand love. Such a unique approach, and I think it's going to spark some really fascinating thoughts.
I think so too. So let's not wait any longer. I'm going to read Color of Love for everyone, and then we can dive into it together. All right, here we go. Color of Love. Is love red, vibrant, and brimming with life? Or is it indigo, as that of a dark, stormy sea? Or is love amber, permanent like the sunrise or sunset? Or is it purple, majestic and honorable? Is love white, pure and untouched? Or is it the green of spring, full of promise and hope? What is the color of love? Wow. Just wow. I don't know about you, but that last line, what is the color of love? Just hangs there, doesn't it? Makes you think.
It really does, because it's such a simple question on the surface, right? But when you start to dig in, it's like, well, what is love anyway? And how can one color possibly capture all of that?
Exactly. So let's unpack this a bit. The poem starts with red. Red, vibrant, brimming with life. It feels pretty classic, right?
It does. Red is so often linked with passion, that intensity, the excitement of new love, maybe even a little danger. Those butterflies you feel when you see that special someone is powerful stuff.
For sure. But then, boom, the poem takes us to indigo, like a dark, stormy sea. That shift is so jarring, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's almost like the poem is saying, hold on, love isn't always roses and sunshine. There are rough waters, too. Challenges, arguments, misunderstandings, you name it. Those are all part of the journey as well.
It makes me think of how we grow through those tough
Yeah.
times. It's like the storm reshapes the coastline. Maybe love does the same to us.
Absolutely. And then we get to amber. Now, amber is interesting, right? Permanent, like the sunrise or the sunset. It has this sense of timelessness.
I see it as that comfortable kind of love. You've weathered the storms together, and what's left is this deep understanding, this feeling of being truly known. It's not flashy, but it's solid.
It's beautiful, really. Like both the sunrise and the sunset are stunning, but they're also everyday occurrences. They're reliable. Maybe that kind of love is too. It's the constant in your life.
And then purple,
Yeah.
majestic, honorable. It feels very different from the others, doesn't it?
It does. Purple has always been associated with royalty, with something special, set apart. It makes me think of a love that's deeply respectful, where you see your partner as almost larger than life. Like you admire them, you cherish
It
them.
could even be a spiritual kind of love, couldn't it? Where you sense a connection that goes beyond the everyday.
I think so. A recognition of something sacred in the other person. And then, from purple, we go to white. Pure, untouched.
Such a contrast.
It's interesting because white can feel like a blank slate, a fresh start, like the potential for something new is just waiting to unfold. That's true. It can also represent innocence, a kind of love that is completely unconditional. It accepts everything, embraces all the flaws. It's almost an idealized kind of love, isn't it?
Maybe. But maybe it's also that feeling you have at the very beginning of a relationship when everything is new and exciting. You haven't encountered those storms yet.
You're right, that sense of possibility is definitely there. And then, last but not least, we have green. Green like spring, full of promise, full of hope.
When I think of green, I think of growth, of new beginnings. Like a plant pushing up through the soil. It's that feeling of learning and evolving together as a couple.
It's so vibrant, right? Like love is a living thing. And with the right care, it can blossom into something truly remarkable.
It's like watching a garden grow. It takes work, it takes attention, but the rewards are so worth it. As we're talking about all these colors, I'm struck by how the poem moves from one to the next. It's almost like it's searching, isn't it?
It is. It's like the poem is going on its own journey, trying to figure out this whole color of love thing. And in a way, it's reflecting our own journeys, right? We're all trying to figure out what love means to us, what it looks like, what it feels like.
And maybe there's no one right answer. Maybe it's different for everyone. Which brings us back to that last line, what is the color of love? This time it feels less like a question and more like an invitation. Like, what do you think?
Exactly. It's asking each of us to look inward, to reflect on our own experiences, to think about the relationships that matter most to us. So I'm curious, what color comes to mind for you? If you had to pick one to represent a love that's important to you, what would it be?
Ooh, that's tough. I don't know if I can pick just one. Maybe it's a blend, like some of that red for the passion, but also a lot of amber, that grounded, comfortable feeling. It's like You know me, you see me. What about you?
That's a great way to put it. I think mine might be a mix of indigo and green, that deep, introspective quality of indigo, but also the vibrancy and growth of green. Because for me, real love involves exploring those depths together and coming out stronger on the other side.
I love that. It's so personal, right? And that's what's so great about this poem. It reminds us that love isn't one size fits all. It comes in so many shades, so many colors, and each one is beautiful in its own way.
And the amazing thing is, our understanding of love, our own personal color palette, if you will, it changes over time. It's an ongoing journey of discovery, and that's something we all share.
It really is. Well, that was quite a journey. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the color of love. If this resonated with you, please subscribe and share it with a friend who might appreciate it too. Until next time, keep exploring those colors.